What's cracking, soldiers? MANdler here at the Man Cave. Hopefully you're all enjoying the holiday season, celebrating with family and friends, whether that be Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Boxing Day, Festivus, or whatever reason y'all have to get together and enjoy the life that has been so graciously gifted to you all. Now, New Year's is coming up. It's a great time to reflect on the goals that you set earlier in the year, as well as reestablish your goals for the upcoming year. It's in a couple days, so I figured I'd start with an Ask MANdler question that is perfect for those really wanting to pretty much jump back on the swole wagon and start getting serious with their training. So let's start this Ask MANdler question up. This one comes from one Ariel Ortiz. It says, "Hey MANdler, I'm a big fan and I'm looking forward to starting the swole system. I'm not new to fitness and weightlifting, but there is one thing I always wondered about. I'd like to know your opinion on two-a-days. Is it a good idea? And if so, how would you adapt it to using the swole system?" Great question, Ariel. All right, for all you out there that don't know what two-a-days are and what Ariel is talking about, two-a-days are basically, I'm assuming, came about with sports. A lot of times teams will do two-a-days. They will train in the morning and then again in the afternoon to theoretically accomplish more in less time. So on paper, it's a very efficient way to practice. Now, to answer your question, when I think of two-a-days, I think just that. It's very efficient. However, there are some drawbacks to it. And there's two things that come to mind whenever I think about two-a-days and how you are going to use them to accomplish your goals, whether that be to get jacked, get ripped, get strong, whatever it might be. Okay, well, the first thing I want you to think about is the law of diminishing returns. It's economics 101. A lot of people think, if some is good, more must be better. That's not always the case, and especially with training. Your body can only handle so much before you start to see diminishing returns, before your results start to dwindle. So you'll get a lot of guys in the beginning that will train for 2 or 3 hours at a time, and just because they're noobs, they're going to respond to anything. So of course they're going to think, with how fast they're getting the results, if some is good, more is better. Well, that's not always the case, and especially when you kind of get into further into training, you get more experience, you're going to realize that when you're training intensely and for a prolonged period of time with that intense nature, you're going to hit a plateau, and you're going to hit it fast if you're training for more than probably an hour and 15 minutes or an hour and a half. Okay, so first off, if you're planning on two-a-days, if you're going to do it the right way. And what I would say to do is obviously space it out so that you can give yourself ample time to recover. And what I would do is in the morning, that's when I would do probably 20 to 30 minutes of more just GPP work, weak point training, that'll allow you to kind of work on and patch up your leaks, work on your weaknesses, as well as get your heart rate up. So not only are you building that GPP, muscular endurance, but you're also leaning out as well. Then after that, you focus on your recovery work, proper nutrition, get some rest. Don't be dicking around and wasting time doing shit that won't get you, closer to achieving your goals. Later on, I'd say maybe 6-8 hours later, that's when you do your more intense focused lifting, your core lift, your weak point training, and after that, again, continue to do the small things that will truly make the difference when matched up with proper training. Now, the other thing I want to talk about with you is the idea that Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If you're doing all of this training, so much training, it's like two-hour blocks in the gym, think of how much damage that's doing to your body. Your body needs that time to recover, and if you spend more time and more time and more time training your ass off and not giving your body a chance to recover, then that's actually going to hurt you instead of help you. All right. So again, get your work in, set it up regardless of your goals to where you're getting a little bit of weak point training in the morning, and then later in the afternoon, that's when you have your focused, weight training. Okay. And I can't stress to you enough the importance of the fact that you need to focus on recovery instead of just training your nuts off and beating yourself to shit, because that's not going to lead you anywhere but a plateau, and it might even get you sick and even hurt. I don't want to see that, because if you're sick or you're hurt, you're not going to get closer to achieving the goals and achieving that greatness that you set forth for yourself. So do yourself a favor. If you're going to do two-a-days, at least do them right. I talked about it earlier, the weak point training, recovery time, then your focused, intense weight training, and then again, recovering. And another thing you can do is focus on, if you're doing it that intensely, doing two-a-days, I would not do them for that prolonged period of time. If you are going to do that, make sure you deload every 4th or 5th week. I'd say 4th week, because if you're doing two-a-days, that's some intense ass training. So again, if you're going to do two-a-days, make sure you have ample recovery time and you're doing it intelligently with an intelligent training protocol. So hopefully that helps. For all you out there that want me to answer your question, just send them to goelitesc@gmail.com, subject line Ask MANdler, and I will hook you up with an adequate response to your swole queries. Enjoy your evening, soldiers. MANdler.